What if there was a place where Europe and Asia shook hands? Where snow-capped peaks touch the heavens, ancient forests whisper forgotten legends, and rivers carve stories older than civilization itself. From the mighty Caucasus Mountains to glowing limestone caves, from wild canyons and waterfalls to serene alpine lakes, Georgia's landscapes are as ancient as they are alive. This is a land shaped by fire, ice, and time. Join us as we explore the breathtaking natural wonders of Georgia, a hidden kingdom carved by the earth itself. The Caucasus Range. Stretching between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, the Caucasus Range forms one of the most dramatic natural boundaries on Earth, separating Europe from Asia and dividing empires for centuries. But beyond geography and politics, this range is a world unto itself, a mosaic of ecosystems, cultures, and geological wonders. The Greater Caucasus, which runs through northern Georgia, is home to some of the highest peaks in Europe, including Kazbek, Shkhara, and Ushba. These mountains were forged over millions of years by the collision of tectonic plates, the same forces that continue to shape Georgia's restless landscape today. What's remarkable about the Caucasus is its biodiversity. Scientists call it a global biodiversity hotspot. Over a quarter of its plant species are found nowhere else on Earth. From alpine meadows filled with endemic flowers to dense beech and pine forests sheltering bears and lynx, the range is a living museum of natural evolution. Throughout history, these mountains have acted as both fortress and crossroads. Ancient tribes, traders, and conquerors all passed through, leaving behind traces of their cultures. The word Caucasus itself appears in Greek mythology. It's where Prometheus was chained, punished by Zeus for defying the gods. Today, travelers cross high passes like Kvari Pass and Cross Pass, marveling at snow-capped peaks and deep gorges. The mountain's isolation helped preserve Georgia's diverse cultures and languages, from Svan and Kevsor to Tushishan communities, each with their own traditions shaped by the terrain. The Caucasus is more than just a mountain range. It's a symbol of endurance, diversity, and the eternal dialogue between nature and civilization. Mount Shkhara. This is Georgia's highest point, rises to over 5,200 meters, yet remains one of the least climbed peaks in Europe. Mount Shkhara stands as the silent monarch of the Caucasus, dominating the Svaneti region with its sharp ridges and glacial majesty. Shkhara's slopes are part of the Greater Caucasus Range, forming a natural border with Russia. Its jagged form and perpetual snowfields create one of the most dramatic alpine scenes on the continent. This mountain is the birthplace of the Angori River, whose turquoise waters flow down to power one of the world's highest arch dams, the Angori Dam, a vital source of energy for Georgia. At the mountain's base lies Ushguli, one of Europe's highest permanently inhabited villages, perched at around 2,100 meters. Declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Ushguli is famed for its medieval stone towers, which once served as both homes and fortresses. In the shadow of Shkhara, these towers seem frozen in time, whispering stories of the ancient Svan people, warriors, herders, and architects who adapted to this rugged land for over 1,000 years. Glaciers cling to Shkhara's flanks, feeding streams that wind through meadows filled with alpine flora, gentians, buttercups, and edelweiss. The Shkhara Glacier itself is a mesmerizing sight, a slow-moving river of ice that shifts and creaks under the weight of centuries. Few places in the world combine such wild natural grandeur with deep human heritage. Shdugra Waterfall. This is the tallest waterfall of Georgia. Welcome to Shdugra Waterfall, the hidden titan of Upper Svaneti, cascading from the icy heart of the Shkhara Glacier. Reaching the falls is a journey through Georgia's alpine wilderness. The trail begins near the village of Mtirala, winding through meadows filled with wildflowers, past grazing cows, and under the watchful gaze of the Ushba and Shkhara peaks. The air grows colder, the sound of rushing water louder, until suddenly you're standing before a 150-meter high wall of mist and thunder. The Shdugra River plunges down the cliffs, sending up sprays of glacial water that shimmer like silver in the sunlight. The name Shdugra comes from an Old Svan word meaning rapid, and indeed, its energy feels unstoppable. In summer, melting snow swells the falls to full power, while in winter, parts of it freeze into surreal columns of ice. Few places in Georgia capture the drama of the High Caucasus like Shdugra. It's wild, remote, and unyielding, a pure encounter with the untamed beauty that defines Svaneti's soul. Ushba Mountain. Rising to 4,710 meters in northwestern Georgia, Ushba's twin peaks carve an unmistakable silhouette into the sky, so distinctive that climbers have nicknamed it the Matterhorn of the Caucasus. Located in the Svaneti region, near the village of Mestia, Ushba is both feared and revered. Known for its unpredictable weather, sharp ridges, and technical difficulty, it has challenged even the most experienced mountaineers. But for those who prefer to stay on the ground, its beauty is best admired from the rolling alpine pastures and glacial lakes below. Local legend paints Ushba as a sacred peak, one that punishes those who climb it without respect. Ancient Svan songs speak of the mountain as a sleeping goddess, watching over her people. During the Soviet era, Ushba became a testing ground for elite climbers, symbolizing both national pride and human perseverance. The surrounding landscapes are a dream for explorers. Kharagauli Lakes, lying high above Mestia, reflect Ushba's jagged peaks like mirrors of glass. In summer, the valleys explode with wildflowers, while in winter, Ushba stands cloaked in silence and snow. Nearby glaciers carve deep into the valleys, feeding the roaring Mestiakala River. You must witness it glowing pink at sunset is to understand why generations of Georgians call it the Queen of the Caucasus. Kazbegi National Park, Georgia. This highland kingdom in northern Georgia is where the Caucasus Mountains rise like a crown over Europe and Asia. Here, every valley, every ridge, and every gust of wind carries a story older than memory. Stretching across more than 9,000 hectares near the Russian border, Kazbegi, officially known as Stepan Sminda, is the beating heart of the Georgian highlands. It's a land of snow-capped volcanoes, green pastures, ancient trails, and timeless faith. At its center towers Mount Kazbek, standing 5,047 meters tall. This dormant volcano is Georgia's second highest peak and one of the most photogenic summits in the Caucasus. According to Georgian legend, this is where Prometheus was chained by the gods for giving fire to humanity. And when you see the mountain glowing at sunrise, it's easy to believe the myth, Kazbek feels alive. Clinging to a grassy ridge at 2,170 meters, right beneath the snow line, stands Gergeti Trinity Church, one of the most iconic landmarks in the entire Caucasus. Built in the 14th century, this solitary church has seen centuries of storms, wars, and pilgrims. During invasions, it served as a sanctuary for sacred relics. From here, the view of Kazbek summit is so close it feels divine, as though heaven and earth meet in one frame. Just beyond the church, the Gergeti Glacier glistens in the high mountain light, a field of ancient ice that feeds the Terek River far below. Trekking to its base is both a challenge and a revelation. The air grows thinner, the terrain more rugged, and every step brings you closer to the mountain's eternal silence. But Kazbegi is a mosaic of valleys and rivers that hold the region's wild soul. Southwest of Stepan Sminda lies the Trousseau Valley, an otherworldly landscape of limestone cliffs, mineral springs, and abandoned stone villages. Streams of calcium-rich water paint the ground in surreal shades of orange, white, and turquoise, natural art drawn by the earth itself. Once home to small communities, Trousseau is now mostly silent, except for the hum of wind through empty towers and the murmur of bubbling springs. It feels like stepping into a forgotten chapter of time. To the east lies Juda Valley, one of the highest inhabited places in Georgia at nearly 2,200 meters. It's a realm of alpine meadows and wildflowers, backed by the sharp peaks of the chalky massif, often called the Georgian Dolomites. In summer, horses graze under endless skies, and hikers follow winding trails to hidden lakes and ridgelines. But perhaps the most dramatic feature of Kazbegi is Daryali Gorge, often called the Gate of the Caucasus. This deep canyon cuts through sheer cliffs that rise hundreds of meters above the roaring Terek River. For thousands of years, it's been the main passage between Russia and Georgia, a route of empires, armies, and explorers. Ancient chroniclers described it as a road between worlds. Just north of the gorge lie the Gvalidi waterfalls, two cascades hidden in a lush ravine near the village of Gvalidi. The name means place of snakes, though the only thing that strikes you today is their power and beauty. The smaller fall tumbles gently through moss-covered rock, while the larger one crashes from nearly 35 meters high, filling the canyon with mist and thunder. Together, these landscapes form more than a park. They form a story of fire and ice, faith and endurance, solitude and connection. Tusheti National Park. This is one of the most remote and magical corners of Georgia. Located in the far northeast of the country, Tusheti lies high in the Greater Caucasus. Accessible only by a daring mountain road that opens for just a few months each year. The journey itself feels like a passage through time, winding up to the Abano Pass, at 2,850 meters, one of Europe's highest drivable routes. The landscape of Tusheti is breathtakingly diverse. Deep valleys carved by rushing rivers, rolling alpine pastures, and jagged peaks rising into the clouds. In summer, the hills burst with color as wildflowers bloom and shepherds guide their flocks to highland pastures. Tusheti is also a living museum of ancient culture. The Tush people, descendants of nomadic tribes, have preserved their medieval villages and stone watchtowers for centuries. Villages like Omalo, Dartlo, and Shinako are architectural gems, their slate roofs and defensive towers telling stories of both community and resilience. The park offers endless trails, from gentle meadow walks to challenging climbs that lead to panoramic ridgelines. Wildlife thrives here, including Caucasian chamois, wild goats, and golden eagles soaring overhead. Tusheti has long been a symbol of freedom. In ancient times, it served as a refuge for warriors and herders, protected by its isolation. Even today, it feels like a separate world, where the air is pure, traditions are sacred, and every sunset over the Caucasus feels like the edge of eternity. Lagodekhi protected areas. What if I told you that Georgia's very first nature reserve was created over a century ago, long before environmental conservation became a global movement? Welcome to the Lagodekhi protected areas, founded in 1912 and still one of the most biologically rich corners of the Caucasus. Nestled on the slopes of the Greater Caucasus Mountains, near the border with Azerbaijan and Dagestan, Lagodekhi is a sanctuary of ancient forests, cascading waterfalls, and crystal-clear rivers. The region's unique climate, where humid air from the Caspian Sea meets cool mountain winds, has created a lush, almost primeval ecosystem. The park is home to more than 1,200 plant species and a stunning array of wildlife, from red deer and chamois to lynx and brown bears. In spring, the forest floor transforms into a carpet of wildflowers, while the canopy above echoes with birdsong. One of the park's most iconic sights is the Kazbegi Waterfall, a thundering 40-meter cascade hidden deep in the woods. Another gem is Black Rock Lake, perched high at 2,800 meters, offering panoramic views of both Georgia and Dagestan. But Lagodekhi's importance isn't just ecological, it's historical. Early botanists and explorers, inspired by the area's extraordinary biodiversity, helped establish it as one of the first officially protected natural areas in the entire Russian Empire. Today, it remains a living classroom. Every trail in Lagodekhi tells the story of life's incredible resilience. Vashlovani National Park. This is a place in Georgia that looks more like Arizona than the Caucasus. Welcome to Vashlovani National Park, where the landscape suddenly shifts from green mountains to dry, windswept canyons and desert steppes. This southeastern corner of Georgia is often called the Georgian Savannah, a wild expanse of arid plains, cliffs, and gorges teeming with life. Formed by millions of years of wind and water erosion, the park's terrain is a spectacular display of nature's artistry. The Eagle Canyon and Pantishara cliffs rise dramatically from the desert floor, their layered rocks revealing ancient geological stories. The park is also dotted with mud volcanoes and mineral-rich soils that glimmer in the sun. Despite its harsh conditions, Vashlovani teems with biodiversity. It's home to over 60 species of mammals, including wolves, lynx, and even the elusive Caucasian leopard, one of the rarest big cats in the world. The park's semi-desert plains are also a haven for birdwatchers. Eagles, vultures, and bee-eaters color the skies. Vashlovani's history runs deep. Archaeological finds suggest human presence here dating back to the Paleolithic era. Ancient cave dwellings and petroglyphs whisper of early civilizations that once roamed these dry valleys. Today, the park offers an entirely different side of Georgia, raw, silent, and endlessly fascinating. Borjomi-Kharagauli National Park. Have you ever wondered where the famous Borjomi mineral water comes from? Deep within the lush forests of central Georgia lies Borjomi-Kharagauli National Park, a sanctuary of mountains, rivers, and thermal springs that has nourished both nature and people for centuries. Spanning over 85,000 hectares, this is one of Europe's largest protected areas, covering 6 distinct climate zones, from humid subtropical valleys to alpine meadows. The park's biodiversity is astonishing. Ancient beech forests, Caucasian red deer, brown bears, lynx, and countless bird species thrive here. The Borjomi Valley has been prized since ancient times. Archaeologists have uncovered traces of early human settlements and Bronze Age artifacts near its mineral springs. But it was during the Russian imperial period in the 19th century that Borjomi became famous worldwide. The discovery of its naturally carbonated mineral water led to the creation of the Borjomi brand, once a favorite of the Russian Tsars and today a global symbol of Georgian purity. Trails through the park lead hikers to breathtaking viewpoints like Lomi Mountain, Likani Gorge, and Tori Fortress, a medieval stronghold hidden deep in the woods. In spring, wildflowers blanket the valleys, while in autumn, the forests turn to gold and crimson. Its springs bubble with healing minerals, its forests breathe life, and its mountains stand as gentle guardians of Georgia's heartland. Dashbashi Canyon. Stretching across a breathtaking gorge in southern Georgia, this natural wonder combines geological splendor with modern ingenuity. The canyon, carved by the Kromi River, cuts deep into volcanic rock, creating sheer cliffs and emerald pools that glisten far below. Over thousands of years, water has shaped this landscape into an intricate maze of caves, waterfalls, and terraces. One of its most spectacular features is the Dashbashi Waterfall, a series of turquoise cascades emerging straight from the canyon walls, forming an almost otherworldly sight. But it's the glass bridge, opened in 2022, that has turned Dashbashi into one of Georgia's newest icons. Suspended 240 meters above the canyon, it's one of the largest glass bridges in the world, complete with a transparent cafe platform hanging in mid-air. Standing there, you can look straight down into the abyss, where the river winds like a green ribbon through the gorge. The area has seen centuries of human passage, traders and travelers crossing the Krami Valley on their way between Armenia and Georgia. Prometheus Cave. Did you know that Georgia is home to one of the largest and most spectacular cave systems in Europe? Hidden beneath the lush hills of Imereti lies the Prometheus Cave, also known as Kazbegi Cave, a subterranean wonderland carved by water and time over millions of years. Discovered in 1984 near the town of Tskaltubo, this vast network of chambers stretches for more than 11 kilometers. Though only a fraction is open to visitors. Inside, gigantic stalactites hang from the ceiling like chandeliers, while stalagmites rise like frozen pillars from the floor. The play of light and shadow turns each chamber into a cathedral of color. The cave's name is inspired by the legend of Prometheus, who, according to Greek mythology, was chained to the Caucasus Mountains for giving fire to mankind. Local tradition claims that his punishment took place near here, adding a mythical dimension to the already mysterious landscape. Underground rivers flow through the cave, and you can even take a boat ride through the illuminated waters, gliding silently beneath glittering limestone formations. It is a place where time itself seems to stand still, where the earth's inner beauty reveals itself in crystal and stone. Martvili Canyon. This is a turquoise paradise in western Georgia, where the Abasha River has carved a breathtaking passage through limestone cliffs. Located in the Samegrelo region, Martvili is a masterpiece of erosion, a place where every bend reveals new layers of geological history. The river has patiently shaped this gorge, creating cascades, pools, and smooth rock walls that seem to glow under the sunlight. Today, you can glide along the river in small boats, their reflections shimmering in water so clear it feels unreal. But this canyon holds more than beauty. It holds stories. In ancient times, Martvili was considered sacred ground by local tribes. Archaeological findings suggest that it was a site for spiritual rituals, where people gathered to worship water deities. Later, it became part of the Dadiani Principality and the nearby Martvili Monastery, built in the 7th century. The canyon's ecosystem is equally fascinating. The humidity of the gorge supports lush mosses, ferns, and ivy that drape over the stone like emerald tapestries. Okatse Waterfall. In the heart of the Imereti region, hidden among deep gorges and dense forests, roars the magnificent Okatse Waterfall, one of Georgia's tallest and most powerful natural cascades. The waterfall plunges nearly 70 meters into a mossy canyon, surrounded by cliffs draped in green. The sound is mesmerizing, a continuous symphony of falling water that fills the air with cool mist. Fed by mountain streams from the Kinchka area, the Okatse River has carved its way through layers of limestone, creating a dramatic gorge that now forms one of the country's most popular natural landmarks. Reach the falls via a suspension walkway that stretches along the edge of the canyon. Standing there, with the waterfall's mist rising from below and the Caucasus foothills stretching beyond, it's hard not to feel awed by nature's power. In spring, wildflowers carpet the meadows, and butterflies flit above the gorge. The combination of geology, flora, and the pure energy of rushing water makes Okatse a perfect expression of Western Georgia's raw natural charm. Mtirala National Park. The name Mtirala literally means the crying one, a fitting tribute to one of the wettest places in Georgia, where mist and drizzle nourish a lush, emerald paradise year-round. Located in the Ajara region, near the Black Sea coast, Mtirala is a subtropical rainforest, part of the ancient Khalchik forests, which date back to the Tertiary period, over 30 million years ago. These forests are among the few remaining relics of an ecosystem that once covered much of Eurasia. Here, every inch of land bursts with life. Mosses and ferns blanket the trees, while chestnut and beech forests create a green cathedral overhead. Streams rush through the valleys, feeding small waterfalls like Shkhara, one of the park's most beloved spots. Mtirala is a biodiversity hotspot, home to rare species like the Caucasian salamander, the brown bear, and the otter. The humid climate and unique micro-ecosystems have made it an important part of Georgia's UNESCO World Heritage, listed Khalchik rainforests and wetlands. During the Soviet era, Mtirala's remoteness made it a refuge for wildlife. Today, it's a haven for ecotourism, with well-marked trails leading through its dense forests to viewpoints that open onto the shimmering Black Sea. In Mtirala, nature feels alive in every sense. The earth breathes, the trees drip with dew, and the mist swirls like living spirits. Javakheti National Park. This is a wild, untamed gem in southern Georgia, near the borders of Armenia and Turkey. Perched high on the Javakheti Plateau, this park feels like another world, vast, open, and elemental. It sits at an altitude of over 2,000 meters, where crisp mountain air sweeps across rolling grasslands and volcanic hills. Millions of years ago, this land was shaped by eruptions that gave birth to craters, basalt cliffs, and the high-altitude lakes that now define the park's serene beauty. Among them, Paravani Lake, Georgia's largest, takes center stage. Its silvery surface reflects the endless sky, while smaller lakes like Sagamo, Matatapa, and Bugdashini, the plateau like shimmering jewels. These lakes aren't just scenic, they're ecologically vital. Together, they form one of the most important wetland systems in the Caucasus, home to over 140 species of birds. Every spring and autumn, thousands of migratory birds, from pelicans and herons to rare red-breasted geese, rest here on their journeys between Africa and Eurasia. The park is part of the Emerald Network under European conservation law. The wetlands support not only birdlife but also a rich variety of amphibians, mammals, and alpine flora that thrive in the harsh climate. During winter, the lakes freeze solid, and the entire landscape transforms into a vast white plain, a silent, surreal beauty under the snow. Javakheti's human history is as fascinating as its ecology. Archaeological discoveries reveal Bronze Age fortresses and early agricultural settlements. In medieval times, this plateau formed part of the trade route linking the Georgian and Armenian kingdoms. Standing on the edge of Bogdashini Lake at dawn, when mist curls over the water and cranes call in the distance, it's easy to see why Javakheti feels almost sacred. It's a land of quiet resilience, where volcanic fire once raged, and now nature thrives in tranquil harmony. From the roaring peaks of the Caucasus to the mirror-still lakes of Javakheti, Georgia's wild heart beats in every corner of this land. If this journey inspired you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and join us for more adventures through the world's most stunning wonders. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy travels.